Hey everyone, welcome to Unique Ways with Thomas Gerard, an audio podcast. Got a really great guest today. She has been part of the IT design industry since the last 17 years, delivering experiences for consumers of well-known brands and Fortune 500 companies. Please join me in welcoming Priti Saini. Welcome, Priti.
Hey, hi, Thomas, and thanks for the grand welcome.
Thanks. Are you ready for 20 questions?
No, sorry, can you say that again?
Yeah. Are you ready for 20 questions?
Yes, I am.
Great.
Yes.
Number
Please
one.
go ahead.
Tell me a little bit more about yourself. What do you do?
Yeah, Thomas. So, you rightly introduced me that I am someone who designs experiences, and that not only gets limited to the digital platforms. I also design experiences by designing spaces. So I've designed my own house as well. I like designing anything, anything that is in space, in physical space. I like designing that as well as um, on digital platforms as well. I like making things more usable and more beautiful. So that's how I would like to sum myself. That's what I really love to do. Besides that, I also paint a lot. So I recently had my own exhibition as well. So I kind of had around 20 plus artists participate in a group exhibition where I had three of my paintings as well. And I had, you know, organized that completely in my company. So a lover of art, a lover of great thoughts, great company. So yeah, that's who I am.
Great.
And
Great. Just a note for our audience. Priti and I met at the UX India conference in Bangalore, where I attended her role play workshop and was really inspired by that.
yes.
Number two, what's a key piece of knowledge that makes you different?
A key piece of knowledge that makes me different is that I wish to look for a solution to every problem. So what I feel is that each and every problem has a solution. You just need to look for it. So that's what my teachers have taught me, my mentors have taught me, and I don't really deviate from that thought ever. So if there's something that needs to be solved, if there's some problem that needs to be solved and you need attention, then I'm all ears. And if there's something that needs to be done, it needs to be done. So I wouldn't stop at any dead end. So yes, yeah, the feel is each and every, and it and I believe in it as well. So each and every problem has a solution. You just need to look out for it, even if it means in the UX space. Um, I remember an incident right in the start of my career where we had these websites that had to be designed, and we used to use DHTML and JavaScript to do some animations, and we were stuck. And I actually did my own research and came up with some short codes to, you know, make sure that the animation worked. And yes, within 2 3 days of research and good diligence, we got that moving. That just early in my career taught me that if you look for an answer, you'll get answers.
Great. Just one more note for our audience. Priti is joining us from India today. We're trying to negotiate Vancouver time and India time, which is always fun. But yeah, we've had a few guests from India, so check us out in the other episodes for the India episodes. Number three, why this of all things? Why do you do what you do?
Yeah, so that's a great question. I, in fact, used to keep thinking, if at all I do want to quit this field ever, what would have I done? And I feel I don't think I would have done any justice to any other line, because this is what I feel I've grown in, and I think I started my career when I was just 18 years old, and I was crafting and designing experiences right from that time. And this is what I love to do. So I think apart from this, I would have just ended up being a painter, immersed in my own paintings and creating abstract arts. Otherwise, I don't think I would have done anything better. So I love designing. I love solving problems. It might sound cliche, but yeah, that's yes what I do. If it was just not UX, even if it was not UX or any digital platform, I would still be designing spaces. I would be designing interiors, which I still do. So yes, making things usable is something that is ingrained in my DNA, I feel.
Great. Number 4, what does your future look like?
Right now, I think it looks nice and bright. I am a person who really don't think much about future. I don't really plan much. Just take each and every day as it comes. So, hence, I feel that whatever is, I'm quite a positive person in that matter. I feel whatever comes along my way is something that I'm blessed with, and I don't really complain much. So I feel I, I take my present and don't think much about my future. I know it doesn't answer your question, but yeah. Yes.
Awesome. Number 5, unique to this podcast, let's talk about location. How does the notion of place play into what you do?
Um, Basically, I am in the UX field right now. I also design a lot of other things, and I feel location really does not matter much. I don't think I would have been doing a better job or being a better professional if I would have been somewhere else. I always feel challenges that are thrown at you make you a better person because you then think of ways how to, solve those challenges, and that adds to your learning and knowledge. And that's what has happened with me in my last um, so many years of experience in IT and designing. Um, I think I I really like where I am right now. I'm in India, Mumbai, and I don't think it would have made any difference. I would have been somewhere else.
Great. I'm reminded of that time in Bangalore and kind of flying into Bangalore for the conference and being in this new place and how significant that is in terms of like how it affects your work. It's super interesting that
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, if you remember, Thomas, that's where, so many people of us all across the world, we just landed there and we were in that 3, 4 hours of workshop, we were all immersed in it. And it didn't really matter much where we're coming from, what language we're speaking. All we were interested in just doing these activities during that workshop. And that's what happened during the event as well. I made
Oh, sorry, I think you're cutting out here. We've got a technical glitch here. Hold on.
Yeah, am I audible now?
Now you are, yeah.
Sorry about that. I was just saying that it was awesome to meet all
It's working on this.
for me. Fortunately for me, I've got the opportunity to work across the world, even though I was based out of India. I have traveled to South Africa, Japan, Singapore, Australia, London, US, all these fantastic places, even though I was working based out of India.
Nice. Yeah. So many of our guests kind of go from place to place and or have in the past. and really define their work in that way. Number six, if you had to start from the beginning, what advice would you give your former younger self?
Yes, that's a good question. So I think I would probably tell my younger self to be more less overconfident and probably more resilient. Um, I was quite an ambitious person when I was young, and quite confident that I could take on everything, and I had the power to take on the world. But I've learned along the way, and I think 18 is a very young age to start working. I studied and worked all along the way, so I think yes, I've grown in this field, I can say.
Nice. What's a day in your life like?
Usually I wake up at 6:30 and kind of pack my lunch, pack my son's and daughter's lunch as well, and head to the gym. I work out and then head to office from there. Usually there are days where I have to pick up my daughter way back. So me and my husband, take turns. And so basically my office day or my work day starts at 8. And I start by prioritizing my things, in the sense the items or the tasks that I'm supposed to work on that particular day, and try and also make sure that I'm not you know stretching myself too thin. I then reach office. I check my mails and respond to the most prioritized items that I need to look into. After that, I have meetings. Usually, I also spend some time, doodling or probably learning new things. I spend around half an hour to 1 hour every day in updating myself with the new things happening in the design world, the new updates or the news around the world. And yeah, so work is there. There's business that needs to be looked after as well from UX perspective. And yeah, interact with teams as well. I ensure that all processes and you know um, there are systems that are established. So I'm from that point of view, I'm quite organized. So ensure that the line of um, engagements are also set in motion so that I don't become a bottleneck to any process or any engagement. And yeah, I head home by 6 o'clock or so, reach home, and then I have few meetings lined up. I guess I retire by the time it's 8:39, and then have dinner, and then yeah, day's over for me.
Nice. It sounds like you have a very clear separation between work and life, which is great.
Yeah.
Yeah, so number eight, lifelong learning is a popular topic. How do you stay up to date?
Yeah. So I keep visiting events and conferences. That's where we met. And I also keep in touch through my social networks like LinkedIn with my peers. I am in touch with what they're doing, and keep reading a lot of these UX magazines, UX books, and ensure that you know um, wherever there is a new way of working, I learn about that. So that's how I keep myself updated. I also keep talking a lot with my team members and my colleagues as to what's happening and how we should approach a particular project. We keep reinventing ourselves, and especially in my team, I've made it mandatory that every Wednesday, at least one member needs to study a new trend or a new way of working and present a point of view, or probably present that particular piece of knowledge to everybody. That's something that I started off 1.5 years back, and it's still continuing. So that's one way of making sure that everybody in my team and myself are updated with new trends. Like we learned about new morphism, and we learned about graphology, and we also learned about animated storytelling. So yeah, those are the new things that we keep teaching, or probably enlightening us each other.
Great. Number 9, what tools do you use? Are you a digital nomad?
Sorry, digital or
Are you a digital nomad? Are you entirely digital?
not completely. I still I do use tools. At the same time, I do have my diary and my pen or my pencil set that I use. So I do sketch a lot still, and I use tools like Xor and XD and the complete suite. And if there's any other new tool that has come into the market, I do download and start experimenting on it.
Nice. Halfway, number 10, how do you deal with work-life balance?
You you can't deal with it. You just live with it. So there is no such thing as work-life balance as such. You have to prioritize, and it's an effort every day. So there are times when work takes over, and there are times where life takes over. So, and sometimes, work keeps happening for a stretch, you get burnt out, then you take a break. So I would call that as work-life balance.
Nice. 11, if you weren't doing what you do now, what would you be doing?
Yeah, I think I've answered that in my previous answers. I guess I would be still designing spaces, something to do with design. Yes, I would still be doing that, or I would be painting.
We had a recent guest, C-suite designer Rajier, who also designs spaces, but he designs lighting for those spaces. That's a great episode.
Sure.
Number 12, what would you not like to do in terms of career?
I would not like to just do management stuff. I'm a person who is, naturally inculcated with skills like connecting and creating relationships with clients and customers, and understanding their problems, and coming up with solutions, or even trying to find ways of reaching to that solution. So I don't think I would ever fit in management role who's just going to drive the numbers and also the people up the walls. So yeah, that's something I don't see myself doing much. I not like to do that much.
If you weren't doing what you do now, what would you be doing? Oh, did I ask that?
Yes, you did. I think it's time for 13.
That's right. What's your favorite word, quote, or sentence?
Yeah, my favorite quote is that sky's the limit. Trying, and I keep saying this to my team as well, that you need to try at least, give it a chance before you just say no. And there's another one that I don't like shortcuts.
Nice. 14, a least favorite word, quote, or sentence?
No is my least favorite word to hear.
Yeah.
Can't do this. That's my least favorite quote or a sentence that I don't wish to hear at all.
Okay. 15, if you had to pick one word to describe yourself, what would you choose?
Perfectionist.
What keeps you up at night?
Uh, I guess people, if there are, I guess I'm quite an emotional person, and there are people who probably try to take advantage of me, or try to manipulate. That's what keeps me up at night.
Final stretch, number 17. What's a dream you're chasing?
Yeah, my dream is it's quite different from what I'm doing. It's my dream to open my own cafe someday and grow my own organic farm, and sell those organic driven or organic grown ingredients.
What
And then
inspires you? Oh, sorry. Yeah.
yeah, no, so yeah, that's the dream that I've been chasing.
Great. What inspires you?
Um, Positivity and colors maybe, and people with smiles and people with the right attitude. They inspire me. I am more like a bounce off, in the sense, a mirror that where that there's light coming in front of you, then I just reflect that. So if you're someone who's uh, really very happy and cheerful, yes, you'll find me doing the same thing.
Advice you'd like to share?
Um, yeah, advice would be that be yourself, be honest to yourself, and do know yourself, so that you know what you want to do, not really follow others and follow the herd, I would say. So just be yourself.
And number 20, how can our listeners follow you? What should we be looking at to check out what you're doing?
Yeah, so I think my listeners can follow me on LinkedIn. I used to have a blog. We didn't update it since a long time. But yes, if I do, you know, live it again, in the sense, if I do start writing again, I would definitely share it on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is my go-to place to keep posting articles and keep posting my POVs, point of views, or blogs that right now are shared under my company's website. So
Okay,
yeah,
great. Okay, well, thanks so much for joining.
thanks.
I was again super inspired by Bangalore and UX India and your meeting you there and hearing about your ideas. And that's something I'll really never forget. I think that was a really big turning point for me. So I'm so happy to have you on the show. I'm so happy to hear where you are now. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Thomas. And it was great to be part of the show. And thank you so much for inviting me over and letting me share my experiences and thoughts.
Great. Thank you.